So up until this point, we've been talking about how you can take files and drag them in and attach them to each project. For example, I just dragged in two Excel files and attached it to my budget sample 3 project. When I click proceed to vault, it lets you remap those things within the spreadsheet to track them in real time, and they're all shown in your data page. There's also an additional way you can import data through daily spend. So typically in many programs, you would have to do one of two things. You'd have to manually input each of your daily spend items by just typing them in here, putting the amount and so forth. Or the second way is they'd require you to sync to your banking institution, and then they would provide all the updates because it's mapping directly in real time to your bank. And oftentimes, a lot of us don't want to do that. At least I don't. I want some sort of privacy. I want to keep everything financially local on my machine. What this enables you to do is import a spreadsheet, whether you're creating that spreadsheet manually or downloading it from your bank. So your banking institution oftentimes, or in most cases, will let you download some type of file, either a text or a spreadsheet file that itemizes or shows everything you've spent over the last month or even a range of months. What you can do is you can take that and you can import that into here. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and pull up the spreadsheet here. This one, you notice that it's just one that's manually created, that's just tracking different items for days and how much has been spent. And this one happens to be 7 years of time. So I'm going to drag this in. And it's noting that it only keeps up to 5 years. So it's going to truncate a couple of those rows off, or those 2 extra years. I'll just click OK to acknowledge. And now if I open up the calendar, you'll see that there's some filled in days. Those filled in days, or the solid colors on those days, represent days that actually have an item listed. So this one has Home Depot for $42. If I go back to the previous month, we notice that we have many days that have been filled in and tracked or accounted for. So if I go to the 15th of May, it says, I went to the gas station, Shell Oil, and I spent $48. Maybe I jump over to the 7th. Here I have Home Depot and Chevron. So you see, you can very quickly go ahead and import a file, and you can continue to import files as well. So if you do this every month, you download your month spend from your bank institution, or you have a spreadsheet that you've been actually creating on your own and updating, you can re-import it for that month. So I finally reached a new month. I re-import my new spreadsheet, and it just fills out the daily spend for me.